So what is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage, and I'm out doing my daily walk or my morning walk. It's beautiful out here. Some of you guys that follow me on social media know I've been heavy on Retta and cutting this weight and trying to get myself back in shape. But today I want to talk about what's going on at Stellantis and the plants, because I've got 10 different sources now hitting me up and telling me that they've cut overtime by 50%, but you're running plants at emergency capacity to pump out Rams. Some of this doesn't make sense. And the last time I saw this, it was bad. We're going to talk about all that and more right after this. You know what's not bad? Winning a 1969 Dodge Charger. That's not bad. And that's closing out on the 17th. So here in just a couple days, the 1969 Charger giveaway is going to end. And currently, you can get in on the 1969 Charger and the 2005 Dodge Ram Viper truck at the same time. Those are up. Link in the description down below. It's tk'sgarage.bigcartel.com. Jump in while you can. All right, so we got to talk about this, right? So the plants right now are literally held together with duct tape and bubble gum, as one of my sources would say. And this is coming from multiple guys that work maintenance in the facilities, okay? And this isn't just Sterling Heights. This is JNAP. This is literally, you can go across the spectrum, okay? They are cutting the overtime by 50%, but that's not the only thing that they're cutting. They're not ordering spare parts, which to the maintenance guys that work in the facilities, they're freaking out because, a couple of components go down, and the maintenance guys have already asked for replacement parts for these components. A couple of these components go down and the line goes down straight up. And right now, they're just catching up on Hemis to where they're not running behind on engines to be able to produce the amount of trucks that they need. Now, the only other reason I could see them doing this, cutting the overtime and not ordering the spare parts that are needed to keep the facilities up and running at 100%, is they don't need to be running at 100%, and maybe demand is starting to lag. And that's concerning, especially for Ram. And the biggest complaints or the biggest issues I'm seeing are coming out of Sterling Heights Assembly. Look, when you're running a facility, when you're running a factory, almost 24/7, just nonstop on emergency status, shit is gonna break. Now, I don't have to tell executives how to do their job. They know this. I think, Tim Kaniskis, who's over Ram, is probably one of the most, probably the most competent CEO in Detroit. Just saying. So there's got to be something else here. And when I'm looking at it, right, when I'm looking at the numbers, if this is what I think, and I'm not saying that this is what's happening. Full disclosure, I'm invested into the company for a ton of money. For me, hundreds of thousands of dollars. When I look at this reminds me of the Tavares days around March of 23. It was like February or March of 2023 is when we started to see, there was already cracks showing in the facade of the company in 2022. So it wasn't like we didn't already see problems. They just weren't like the company's going to go bankrupt problems, okay? I'm not saying this is a similar situation like what we're seeing with Tavares' tenure. I'm not saying that. I think there might just be a little blip. it's almost kind of like, I don't know. I get that money is tight because of the losses from last year, but things are turning around. Cash flow is looking good at the company. You get what I'm saying? Now, if anything, this is probably a Filosa decision, not a Kuniskis decision. It's my guess. And they're looking at books, and I'm sure the CFO was like, we got to cut back on this shit. And I get it. But they have to also understand, you know, the outside pressure that comes with that. You know, these employees are going to see that. They're going to talk to retards like me, right? And other people in the press. And what's the biggest thing that can damage your stock? Yes, it is missing expectations and sales numbers, of course. But if you have not favorable media, and I think I'm probably favorable media at this point for Stellantis. Obviously, I don't want to sink my own investment, right? But if you have not favorable media, they could literally shit on the company over stuff like this and cause the stock price to go down, which can hurt the company. So this isn't like a massive red flag. This isn't like, oh God, something bad's happening. It's just something that I noticed. And something I wanted to address because I've had 10 of you guys reach out to me about it. And you're right. I should talk about it. So there you have it. Do I think it's a problem? No. I think if the orders pick up and after whatever this event I'm going to be doing in Detroit, we publish the videos on that. That product's probably going to be immediately available, whatever that product is. Sales will pick back up. And I think we'll go back to, you know, more overtime and maintenance being able to order the parts they need. Also, you know, for you guys in maintenance, just be honest with your management and be like, yo, we're on emergency status. If this shit breaks, the line goes down. And run it up the chain of command with your UAW reps. Because, you know, sometimes there's a disconnect between the executives and you guys in the facilities, okay? And sometimes you just gotta keep it real. You just gotta be honest, you know, with your UAW reps, and they run it up the flagpole to the executives, and they work it out. But anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.
For the longest time. Whoa. For the longest time.
Yo, Percocet, Miley Percocet, Percocet.